Welcome, brothers and sisters, to the Den of the Winter Wolf. I am Martyr Lion, here today to speak about the Mortal Shell 2 and the gameplay recently revealed. There were so many small details that were easily missable, so today I felt it necessary to go through it again with you and point out all these things I noticed. And if you notice something that I didn't and doesn't get mentioned in this video, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. So without further ado, let's get into it. Always good to see Eardrim. So many fascinating implications in the lore at the beginning of this video. There's so much imagery here in the beginning that I honestly don't know much of what it means at this moment.
You to tread the unfound path. This foul passenger, he is the poison.
So many wonderfully gothic designs present in this video.
Must become.
And this image itself is just very good. Wonderful work. The increase in scope in this game is mind-boggling compared to Mortal Shell, the original. So as is quite obvious here, shells now have unique abilities. And enemies themselves also have unique finishers, more or less for every enemy. Everything gets hit with that guttural feeling. And I will be pausing here and there along this video very shortly here as we acquire the Serpent Stone. An object very often missed by some people, if they don't understand the implication, is for Moonshine there are these extra passives that are now in the game, and for those of you who like to hoard your items and never spend any consumables, even you get benefit now, as the 100 per inventory adds a +5 resolve to all characters. What that exactly means, we'll have to wait until we get our hands on the game to actually find out. But the more interesting is when we look here at the Serpent Stone, just beneath it, we can see 8 weapons. I've gone through and I will speak to it a little bit, to where we have this new axe and dagger replacement for the chisel dual weapon from the first game. We have a weapon we'll see in a moment, the Iconoclast, a spear-like weapon, what looks to be a replacement for the Martyr's Blade, the oh-so-famous at this point chainsaw scythe, the marble mace as I am referring to it, potentially a return of the Axtana, and a new large two-sided axe. But that's enough, let's continue on. The fact that this weapon will give you poison on infusion, which appears in this upcoming animation, be your triangle ability on PlayStation. And if you have unsure if you have to be equipping multiple of these serpent stones or just increase their collection to get the higher benefit. The fact that there's an alternate fire to your ranged option is very fascinating and makes me wonder what the other options have. First time I saw that mimic, it was
Who goes there?
fun.
Oh, you look familiar. Can you aid me? I've been waylaid. Leave me. It's
That
my
is putting it
companion.
lightly,
A
Velas.
feline. He's gone. Nothing. Will you look for him?
Sure.
It's
And here, I will pause. We have a count. 3, 4,
I don't think I can
5,
back to
6, 7, and 8.
Us.
Confirmation of at least 8 shells. And one thing I will point out very shortly is there's one missing from that lineup.
If he's been harmed, I don't know what I'd do. Keep an eye out, please.
Oh yes.
Next, Harbinger. You know, once I thought I'd find the eggs, the ova.
Many people I have seen see this part of the video and think, oh, well, this map seems almost kind of small. This game won't be very large. And people who miss the implication later on in the video, this is one fragment of the total map. The overall distance that we will be required to travel will be much larger than what we are seeing in this small glimpse.
All on my own. But few remain, and even fewer are unguarded.
Until we know the proper name of this character, I will refer to him as Mr. Squawks. Oh, that weapon. So great. Ah, yes. Something that I will point out here before going further. Many people might not know, but it was told to us by Cold Symmetry that they have removed the stamina system. You can be able to swing your weapon as much as you want. However, there is an implication to that that is not understood, and it will be seen very shortly. Where even the most common enemies you stumble across appears I've accidentally missed it. But even the most common enemy have the ability to counter you. Meaning you cannot swing just wildly. You must be precise and intentional with your strikes. Occasionally you will see, as this enemy just did, poise through your attacks, but commonly, most enemies will stagger at least a little bit, even if it doesn't completely stop their attack. The team at Cold Symmetry did such a masterful job at this very cinematic gameplay. And there we see even enemies will be able to potentially dodge your projectiles depending on if they are a higher tier of enemy or not. Now, an interesting thing that people don't seem to quite pick up on is there is no shell left behind when he gets knocked out here. Instead, you have in the lower right corner a percentage bar above your triangle button that slowly charges as you hit your enemy. So it seems getting a visceral will charge that, if not all the way, large amount of the way. So many brutal animations that are included in this. Pausing here, we see that whenever we clear a beacon, it's unsure at this point if it's only certain beacons that will give you this option or any beacon we come across to be able to go into it and cleanse, potentially traveling us to a separate world similar to the ones that we had to acquire our weapons within the first Immortal Shell against Hadron. We will see if a similar system is in place to be able to receive more gear and weapons. But from here, we shall travel to Morrow Keep and get a glimpse at the one shell that was not shown in that earlier lineup. Proxima Broodseeker. And I will slowly go back. We have a passive action with the grafted armor, and also a particular unique ability, active ability. In Proxima's case, the Biosampler, which I do not believe is displayed in this here gameplay, but we should look forward to being able to actually try out each and every ability that all the shells have, which, if you include the Harbinger itself, right now we have a confirmed 10 playable characters. The Iconoclast, a replacement it seems for the Hallowed Blade, and a very interesting resolve ability that is involved in it.
You've come far.
Yes, Mr. Squawks, yes we have, and together we'll go farther.
Look. You're
Yes,
nervous?
this map in itself is humongous. And this is most likely the most unique fast travel I have seen devised. To pause briefly and go back.
Now,
We can see multiple places, and each one of these nodes quite likely has its own map piece that needs to be revealed. Potentially that is incorrect, but until we get our hands on the game, we will not know.
go.
So here we travel to the abandoned outpost. As a ball of fire. And a wonderful superhero land. a great variety of enemies. The team really has seemed to outdone themselves in just the sheer variety in comparison to the first game. I am unsure what that exactly was, if it was just a reaction to a particular attack or something inherent to the show. We will have to find out later. And here we will soon see another example of how it appears each unique enemy has its own unique execution. And the new resolve ability of the Iconoclast, coating it in black flames. It does appear that even the most basic enemy in an area would need to be treated with care. An example of the healing, which here we only see 3 available, but it is reasonably imagined that you will have access to more over time. Many of these enemies are quite aggressive, and with the red symbol appearing on some attacks, it is quite obvious to see that not all attacks can be dodged or parried. Rather, parried or blocked. And as we approach the end here, we get a small glimpse at one of the major bosses. One I think many of us will have a great joy in ending their existence. So many quick images there. We will quickly just go through the still frames of what appears unsure. More than likely, this is just a semi-common enemy. Here we have a image of Sister Ganessa, who, whether it is the Sister Ganessa we know from the first game or not is unsure. But a shell of a Sister shall be ours, along with the aforementioned spear weapon that appears to be something we will have in our arsenal. The iconic scythe. And before ending here, I will actually mention back in the image with the scythe. Oh, yes. I'm glad it paused here. This weapon being used here, I've had it pointed out to me, appears to be the axe Tana. It is the only example we have thus far of its potential return. Many people greatly enjoyed the axe Tana from the expansion to the first game, and it will bring many, I'm sure, much joy to see it properly return in Mortal Shell 2. And with that, we conclude the gameplay reveal of Mortal Shell 2. That is all that I have for you today, my friends. And from here, I will see you again.